I want to know how you got into doing this.
So I started off in gaming and everything with competitive Halo when it started back in 2004, and I went to tons of events and everything like that. Me and my business partner Billy, we decided, hey, we're going to throw an event. You know, we had a really good turnout, lots of pro teams, and everybody liked it so much. We're like, let's have another one. And everything's just been getting better and better and doubling every year, and have a point system so people want to win and everything like that. I mean, there's
Kind of like proceeds, or you're gonna have proceeds?
yeah, so like whoever places top 8 at this event are going to be the pro player, like the pro teams for Arena Gaming. And then that everything from this event, they'll get seeds so that they can, or they'll get points so that it'll seed them for future events. So then pool play won't be as random or anything like that, so it'll be based on how many points they have, if they have any points, and it'll be able to go into the brackets and everything.
So kind of like seeing that we've seen at other tournaments
Correct.
before too.
Yeah.
So what are you trying to do to draw more attention into Halo? Since you want to keep it alive.
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to go a different route. We don't want just tournaments that are just brackets. We don't want teams to come here, play 4 games, lose, go home. You know, they're paying thousands of dollars, essentially to go to an event. So we want them to get their money's worth. You know, that's why we do the pool play. So a team sits down and they're playing 10 to 14 to 20 games, depending on how many games the series goes. So, they're playing for 3-4 hours at a time, and then, that's kind of getting them their money's worth if they get eliminated at that point. So it definitely gives the amateur teams a better chance, and that's kind of what we want. We don't want all the pro players to be, more or less babied. We want everybody who really wants to make it in Halo to have that chance. So we want to show everybody that just because you haven't been a pro in the past, that you can make it to that level. And so I guess that's kind of the outlook. And then, the bigger picture is, we want it to get to be where there's companies owning teams and there's team managers and everything like that.
So what are we doing with the payouts? Do you only pay out to a certain spot, and over time are you going to try to get it to pay out more to try to bring more players in as an incentive?
Yes, definitely are. Right now we just do the top 3 payouts. So first place is like around $5,000, second place is like $3,000, and then third place is like $1,600 or something like that.
Still quite a bit.
Yeah, and then we get like from some of our sponsors, we get donations. Like Gaming Jerseys is giving custom-made jerseys like the one I'm wearing.
It's very beautiful.
Thank you. The blue pride matches my eyes. Just gotta match. So
coordinated.
So they get jerseys, which is just a nice extra prize, for that. But yeah, we want to have a guaranteed payout. So we want it to get to the point where we can say, hey, here's $20,000, here's $50,000, here's $100,000, so that when we put passes on sale or we have invitational only events, that it's the best of the best playing for $100,000 or whatever, and they're guaranteed that money rather than having to get teams to sign up to pay out. We want that guaranteed money. We want the players to be able to make a career out of it. Like we want them to be able to live their dream of being a professional gamer.
So you're going to try to have more than just one event a year then too, aren't you?
Correct. Right now we're planning 10 events for the rest of this year.
Oh wow.
So our plan this year is, right now we're kind of working with all LAN centers around the country, and we're doing like a small event for 24 teams and then a bigger event for 48 teams, like this one would be. And the smaller one, we're just going to do just the winning team gets a sponsorship to our next event. So that's kind of just an incentive for all the local teams to come out and play and everything like that, and then the winning team will then get everything paid for to go to our next big event.
Now, I know a lot of the Halo pros are completely frustrated with Halo 4 and a lot of them are quitting. Are you trying to bring back some of the old Halo pros, or are you just saying, whatever, bring in the amateurs?
I say bring in the amateurs. I say, all the Halo pros that have been around so long, they're kind of letting the game die off for themselves and everything like that. They're moving on in their lives, and some of them are going to other games like Call of Duty. Let them do that if that's what they want to do, and if that's what their sponsors want them to do. There's nothing wrong with that. They'll be back. They'll be back once we get to that point. They'll want to come back. So
that's the hope, at least.
That's the hope, exactly. Got to be positive outlook. So I think with the pros leaving though, it's actually a huge advantage to what we're trying to do, because of how we're trying to promote the amateurs and give everybody an equal opportunity
That way they don't
to
feel
do
discouraged.
that. Right. So they're not going to be like, oh, I have to play, 10 pro teams that have been pro teams forever to, make it to top 8. Like right now there's realistically 4 to 5 pro teams here, and then there's, maybe 8 really good amateur teams because, they're not amateur teams that have really placed amazing at other events. A couple of them have, but they're definitely ones that want to take it to that next level. And they look at it, they love what we're doing because we're giving them that chance.
That's very exciting for them, I imagine.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Now, I know you're trying to mix things up a little bit and bring in some excitement by doing things like Ring Girls. Do you have any other ideas of how you want to try to, just bring a little more excitement to the matches?
I think that really the most excitement is just the production aspect, like the Ring Girls. It's something different that nobody's seen. You've seen it in other sports and everything like that. And I was trying to think of a different name rather than Ring Girls, but I can't think of anything.
Good old classic.
When I've been trying to think of it, so we just stuck it with that. But I don't know. I'm sure that little things will develop over time. I like to give more stuff for other people to do. Like this venue, we got pool tables and ping pong tables, so different things for people to do so they stay occupied when they're not playing and they're not always like, when are we playing? When are we playing? So they can just go hang out, have a really nice atmosphere. So that's why we want to be able to actually hold all of our events at colleges and go that route, so that there will be that opportunity of more stuff to do on the campus and everything like that. Other than that, nothing really too special, like over the top right now. I think as we grow and as we get the support we need, we'll definitely be able to come up with more ideas, such as the Ring Girls. I like to bring in aspects that people haven't done yet. So if gaming hasn't had it,
why not?
yeah, why not? That's where my mind is thinking. What hasn't gaming had that we can throw in there that's going to make it, cooler for everybody that's involved.
Has it been hard to find different areas for these LAN setups?
Yeah. I mean, right now, because we do use all of our equipment from outside companies and everything, that's why we've been staying in the Midwest. And now that, I've basically reached out to every LAN center I possibly could, and they're just absolutely thrilled that I've reached out to them. They want us to come to their place, no questions asked. So that's why we have to do smaller scale ones too, because of depending on the size, depending on what kind of equipment they have, which makes it easier on us because we don't have to travel with all the equipment and stuff. So it's hard in a sense to find the LAN centers that are an appropriate size for what we need, but once we find it, it seems like it's the easiest thing to secure it and lock it in and everything. And then going in the future, once we do get all of our own equipment and everything, then it's going to be wide open to going wherever we want to, whatever college we want.
Well, if you had an area that could allow for a large LAN setting, do you think you could draw in a big enough crowd to even fill it? Because right now it is a little bit of a smaller event.
Right. Yeah, I think it all depends on the location. We had a ton of spectators yesterday, and I expect a lot more this afternoon. And I think the location of that being in a college has a lot to do with that, because I had people just asking me in the hallway, what's going on there? What is that? What is it? How can I check it out? And a lot of people, I think, that are just from the school will come and view it and everything and fill it up. And I think the other thing that fills it up too is getting that payout to be bigger. Right. I think once the payout bigger, everything else with the size of everything kind of falls in place, because then all the teams will show up, all of their friends will show up, all the spectators will show up, because they're playing for so much more money, so the games are more intense. So I think it all comes, every little puzzle piece just has to fall together, and it'll just
once it all falls into place,
yeah, it'll just kind of
makes a beautiful picture.
Exactly, because it is a smaller event. Yesterday it was packed. I couldn't even barely walk in here. So it's almost too small.
In.
Yeah, because everybody was playing kind of more or less at the same time.
Right.
And now all the people that played yesterday don't have to be here until 2 o'clock today. So this afternoon it's gonna get crazy again. So it's a smaller event. Our plans are definitely to keep growing and make it bigger.
That's very exciting. Thank you for sharing all of this with me.
No problem.
I look forward to seeing what else we have going on out here, so we should probably get back up there.
Sounds good. Gotta go get some matches in.
And plus, he's staring me down. He's glaring at me. Alright, how long have both of you been playing games?
Since I was like 3.
Probably about 5 or 6.
Have you always played first-person shooter games, or have you done some RPGs in there, some other games?
I play RTS games, real-time strategy. I play all types of genres, but yeah, FPS for about 10 years.
I mainly play FPS. I used to play racing games and Guitar Hero, but I haven't played those in years, so I just mainly stick to Halo.
What's it like being a girl in the gaming community, which is obviously more male-driven?
It depends on who you're playing with. 'Cause some people can be harsh, but other people are welcoming.
I think now like more guys are more accepting because more girls are getting into it, but some of those guys are like hate girl gamers, I guess you can say, like the ones that hate on them all the time, tell them to get in the
Do
kitchen.
people recognize? Oh gosh, I get that all the time. Do people recognize your names online and know who you are? Because I know like you're a cadet, so you guys have some reputations with gaming.
Yeah, some people know me for, I've been going to events since I was 15, and it's been a few years now, so people know me and they recognize me, but sometimes online they'll be like, didn't you play Halo 2? And I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, I get a lot of recognition because I used to stream on Twitch TV, and I also make YouTube videos, so a lot of people do recognize me online.
Do they try to challenge you and say like, oh, she's a girl and she games, so I want to see if I'm better than her?
Yeah, I get comments on like my YouTube videos all the time, like
1v1.
1v1.
Yeah,
Do you ever accept their challenges and just take them down and say, what?
Sometimes it's not worth it because
Yeah.
like it's a
Always
waste of
have that.
time, but
Right.
sometimes if you're like at someone's house and they're like, oh, you go to video game tournaments, play me, and then I'm like, okay, and then beat them, and then they shut up.
Does it bother you that basically people create a separation between gamers and girl gamers?
Well, I mean, I look at it this way, like, people go to the, like, a lot of people, everyone plays video games, and like everyone goes to the movies, and nobody goes, oh, are you a movie goer? Like, everybody plays video games, so there aren't as many people that are seen to be playing video games, because everyone just assumes the same type of person is playing
Right.
on the other end, but I feel like it's only separated when there's not
When they put a
lot.
title on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other
So-
than that, not as much.
Do you get hit with a lot of the stereotypes when you talk about gaming? Say, oh, you're a gamer, or if you're on the other end of the microphone and they don't see you, they say, oh, I know what you must look like.
Yeah, well, my friend models and no one ever believes her. They're like, oh, you must be fat and like ugly and
That's what
you live in
everyone
your
says.
parents' basement. And I'm
Right.
like, what?
Apparently, every girl gamer is automatically like fat and ugly.
Yeah,
feel like-
that's what somebody told me too, and I said, you nailed it. That's exactly what I am.
I feel
I
like
disagree with them. Troll back.
I feel like everyone just tries to make the biggest insult they can, and nobody is that original, so they just try to make girl jokes because you're a girl. Whereas if you're like black, they'll make black jokes too. Like it doesn't matter.
You're actually being called out to game right now, so we're probably gonna have to finish this later.
Okay.
He was just angrily waving me down.
Ooh.
Took us this long. Hello, Justin.
Hello.
How was your first match? And your second and your third? How were all your matches?
Pretty good. They weren't bad. We played some Halo 4, I think that's what it's called. And yeah, it was fun. Yeah, that's the game we played. And, yeah, we played it at 10:30. It was fun. Good stuff. We didn't lose a game yet.
Really though, how long have you been gaming for?
Oh dear God. Do you really want to know?
I do, that's why I asked.
Okay, I don't tell you.
I think they want to know.
Alright, I'll tell you guys. Enjoy this. Ready? Here we go.
Story time with Pistola.
When I was 4 years old.
Whoa.
My brother. Yeah.
That was last year.
That was actually 2 years ago. I can't believe you didn't remember that.
Oh, I'm
We were
sorry.
closer than that. Whatever.
You're just so old on me, I can't.
Hey man. Oh, I'm sorry.
Whoa,
So
these
anyways.
people. You're on these people
We're
now.
talking about these people.
These people.
Not these.
Not those people.
So, anyways, I would play Legends of Ocarina of Time, which that game is awesome. If you like it.
I love it.
It's one of my favorite games of all time. It might be my favorite. And ever since then, I've just kind of been gaming a bit. Halo. As soon as Halo came out, though.
Have you played every single Halo?
Yes.
Have you played them all competitively?
No. I
When
only
did you-
played Halo 2.
Okay, so no Halo 1 competitive.
I wasn't even born yet when that game came out.
Oh my gosh.
That's not true. I think it came out
Honestly,
2001.
that is not true.
No, I didn't play it. parents did not want like a 10-year-old playing.
Even though you're so badass that you beat everybody anyway.
Yeah, well, this is how my career started. My friend who lived across the street, who was 2 years older than me, had Halo 2, and we went over there and we played Coagulation 1v1, and he got in the tank and killed me every time. I was so mad.
So you were determined to get better
Oh
than him?
yeah, that Christmas was like, hey mom, you know what we're gonna do? She's like, what? We're gonna get an Xbox, get some Halo 2, Xbox Live, I'm gonna get better than him, we're gonna play 1v1, I'm gonna beat his booty. Guess what happened?
You beat his booty?
He beat my booty again.
When
And then
did-
eventually I got good enough to where I could beat him.
What was your first competitive gaming scene? When did you first get into competitive gaming? What was your first event?
Charlotte 2007. I live in South Carolina in Columbia. West Columbia actually.
Okay.
Only an hour and a half away from Charlotte.
Convenient.
Very convenient. Went up there. My team got third round losers bracket. That was fun. And then,
There you go.
but I got third place in free for all. I was like, oh, maybe I'm individually skilled a little bit.
Maybe you got some skills.
Nah, not really.
Hidden there.
Maybe hidden all of whatever this is. My being, I guess.
Now, you have actually dedicated some of your games to your dad.
That's true.
Does it help having your family support you gaming? Do you think that adds an extra motivation?
Well, yes, but the reason I actually dedicated that tournament to my father is because he was in the hospital. We were planning on it was a Dallas 2010 championships. First time I met you.
It was. I saw you dancing in the lobby.
Mm-hmm. And you're like, nice dance moves. And I was like,
Yeah.
thanks, girl. I probably didn't say that, but.
No, you didn't, but
We're going to pretend like I said that.
It was close.
We're going to pretend like I said that right now.
Yeah.
But what was the question again? Alright, we're going back, reverse. Okay, I remember. So, first, okay, yeah. Dedication, dad, tournament, Dallas 2010, met her, now we're back. What happened? Don't laugh, you're ruining it. You're ruining this interview. So, anyways, we were planning on driving, which would have been I think it's like 900 miles or more.
It's a
Give or
long
take?
drive. Yeah.
Very
It's very
long.
long. Yeah.
I've done it once before. Didn't like it. Then did it again. Didn't like it. And then the third time I'm like, alright, we'll go for it, but I'm not gonna like it. And turned out see the camera guy's laughing is ruining my mojo. And the camera guy he's supposed to be the serious one right here, man. What's going on here?
Well, the main question was, does having your family
I know, but
support
we're improvising though right now, so I can go off in any direction I want, right?
you? Okay, continue. I'm listening. Four
Alright.
times. 4 times.
Nice, lay down. You better get out of here. Alright, so, anyways, we were going to. My dad ended up not being able to make it to the tournament because he had to have surgery on his leg because he had blood clots. And if he would have drove to the tournament, he would have 100% passed away.
Yeah, that would have been.
Yeah, so the day before the tournament, before we were going to go, we went to the doctor and since then,
And you actually went on to win the Dallas
I did.
Championships, didn't you?
yeah, we won $100,000.
That is quite exciting.
It is.
That's
It was
very
fun.
exciting.
I was a little cocky that tournament. I was just so pumped up to the championships, and I was dedicated to my dad. That made me so pumped up. I was like, I never do stuff like this, but I was doing that. I was like, yeah.
Did you steal
it's
Toss's move and start doing the Dougie on stage?
Alright, man, I'm not that
Not-
out there yet. No, I would totally do that. I actually almost got in trouble for that.
I heard about that actually.
I gotta make life exciting. It's boring if you can't do something. If you can't Dougie on main stage, and that's the reason I got into gaming. I wanted to be doing Dougie on main stage.
So back to the original question.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Onward.
So you have said that you are not a big fan of Halo 4. Is this correct?
At first.
You're getting into it more?
I'm getting into it more as soon as MLG announces it's off the circuit.
Right.
Which is funny.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's. I think the MLG settings are good. The new ones with BR start. The DMR is just too easy to shoot. Halo 4 is a very easy game to play. You cannot play for a year and then get on. And if you're ever a pro, like an ex-pro, you would be able to play well.
So are you hoping to take this game more competitively and play at a lot more AGL events and other events?
It depends on how we do in this tournament because I'm teaming with Kobe. You know who that is?
Yes.
You're gonna be doing an interview with him later, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Kobe, Actually what happened was his dad Jason called me, Lunchbox, and asked me if I wanted the team, like a week and a before. So I was not planning on coming here.
I know I kept asking you to come.
Yeah, and I was like, no, I can't. And then they called me and they're like, hey, you want to team with us? And I said, it's funny, so I was at 3 hours of sleep. I woke up to Jason's phone call. Like, hello? And he's like, are you asleep? I was like, no.
No.
You gotta lie every time. I don't know why you do. You just have to sleep so you lie. And then he's like, alright, well, you want to team with us? I said, yes. Now here we are.
That is a very good story.
It's not very good. No, it was cool because I've always wanted to team
So
with Kobe.
why is Halo 4 easier? Because you said it was easier. What makes it?
Ooh, auto aim, hit scan. It just if your aimer's red, it's just like a magnet.
So does this help the pros more, or is this going to help any of the amateurs come in and be able to get up there on the same level as the pros? Because it seems like it's a little handicapped and a little easier than.
I'm gonna say it depends. It depends on if the amateurs get nervous against big names, they will miss shots regardless of how much auto aim they have.
Plus, I hear you crap talking a lot up on stage there, so you're trying to get in some people's heads, obviously.
That's not true.
That is true.
I
That's so true.
like to talk crap sometimes, but it's more fun in games than anything. I actually morally talk crap to have like more humor than to actually get people's sense.
Yeah, you can be a very serious person. We've learned this.
You should see me on this stage. I'm going to $2,000.
I have seen you on main stage when you playing for $100,000.
Yeah, I'm not serious on either, am I?
I've seen you at a lot of events.
It's true. You should see me at more events.
Let's do that. All right. And on that note, thank you for coming here.
Wow, this
And
is
thank you
awkward.
for interviewing.
Dear Lord. I don't even. Well, thank you. It was nice meeting you. No, I'm not going to say that.
Thanks,
Oh,
Justin.
thank you. That interview was fun. Kobe, too fast.
You're the most random kid I know.
Is that good or bad?
Hello, my lovely ladies.
Hi, Caitlin.
How is it going for you guys tonight?
Everything is going super well. I'm excited. We're already 2 days into the tournament.
Now, we're here on behalf of TAP Promotions. We're working with Bonafide Boarding, being awesome. How do you guys like this event so far?
Oh, I think it's awesome. The turnout has been really good. I think the community really came out to support Arena and Bonafide, and people are really enjoying it and having a good time. So
Definitely. I think one of the biggest things about AGL right now is they took Halo off MLG circuit, and there was so much talk in the gaming community about, Halo being dead and all these crazy things that were floating around. And with AGL, it just brings hope. They're trying to have a tournament every month, and clearly with the amount of pros that are here, Halo is not going anywhere. And with AGL, it's just going to keep growing. So.
Now, what do you think TAP is going to do to try to continue to work with companies like this?
I mean, because TAP is specifically staffing girls that do game and have a passion for gaming, I definitely think we're gonna take over the events as much as we can, you know what I mean? We're gonna TAP's taken over, so definitely I think that we could staff as many events as they have. It's been going great this weekend so far.
yeah, I think a lot of it is all about client relationships. So like right now we're building a lot of great relationships with the people here, and I think that that's a big thing where if we continue to do this, and I know they're going to do events every month in different locations, and we've got girls all over, so we're really getting a good reputation for ourselves. And,
Oh, definitely.
people in other areas can come and join in on the fun as well.
Now, do you have advice to other ladies who want to get into groups like this, and like TAP Promotions, and work with agencies, work at events, doing anything with gaming?
Pretty much you just need to network yourself. The first thing you can do is you heard about TAP Promotions, reach out to any of us on Twitter, TAP Promotions on Twitter, on Facebook. You can check us out on tappromotions.com. And we're taking applications all the time. It's a rapidly growing, staffing ordeal here. I don't know what to call it, but it's really growing. So if anyone is interested, definitely send in a resume and
Hit 'em up.
yeah, hit up tap.
Definitely don't be afraid to show your nerd. That's for sure.
Exactly. So
Show your inner nerd. Let your inner nerd shine.
yes, like we all do.
Now, what is some good advice to girls who are at these events? Maybe it's their first time ever working at an event like this. What's some good advice for them to help make good impressions?
One thing is definitely be confident and talk. Clients really love it when you engage the community of people that are attending the events. If you can keep conversation, bring people into their booth, they absolutely love that, and that's something that will keep you around and keep you coming back to different events.
Yeah, I totally agree with Kayla. Just being social. That is the main thing, because when you're social, you network, and there are so many crazy jobs that you can get just from knowing the right person and being somewhere at the right time.
Yep.
So.
The energy drinks help too, right?
Oh, they do. They're a necessity.
Hey, and if you talk to more people and get to know more people, they will go get you coffee, and that is awesome.
Yeah, that's
Maybe next time we'll get some donuts too.
Yeah, I didn't get coffee today. What?
I know, me either.
Turn up.
Oh man.
Just send out a tweet.
Favorite.
Can someone get me coffee?
Yeah, let's start tweeting this.
Exactly. So.
Well, thank you ladies for meeting with me. Let's get back to our awesome event. I'm having fun.
I am too. AGL Chicago.
Woohoo!